favorite project was, well, we have iPads at school. So like right when we started, they were teaching us on this app where you can make videos, and then we'd like write down our scripts and re-edit them, and then we'd memorize like little small parts one at a time, and we'd video those small sections, and then we put them all together, and then the whole class would watch some of them, and then all the videos were about like subjects in school, like math and stuff. Well, for math class, we did a project with a bunch of these shapes, and we got to either make a fish, a dog, or a cat. And I made a dog, so with the dog, you would count how many squares, and then count how many like sides of the squares there were around like the perimeter of the dog. And then we got to we got to make a story about it, like times or division, and then we got to read it out to the class, and that was really fun. I liked when we went to a museum. It's called Roy's Museum, and they showed you about rocks, and we learned about rocks and dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Last year when I was in math, I was in geometry, and we had a project where we had 100 toothpicks and some glue, and we had to make a structure using those 100 toothpicks and amount of glue that we got. And then we tried to put as many math textbooks on them, which were like 20 pounds each. They were heavy. And we tried to put as many as we could on them. And it was fun because some people like got like 1, like I got 2. But then other people got like 15 on there. It was like, how could you lift that much? And it taught us a little bit about geometry and building structures.
So in my social studies class, we had a lot of projects, and we learned about Canada. So like we got to choose our groups, and then we got to like make a poster board, and we had time in class. We could make a poster board, or we could make like a PowerPoint or like a comic, and it was like really fun because our teacher had an open mind on what we could do. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you have to write a paper. You can do like different things.
One of my most memorable projects is dissecting. It's really fun. And we dissected a dog shark, and we got to like go in there with our bare hands and get all messy. And we like found like the egg sac and the liver. It was so fun. It made it really memorable.
Memorable project was probably when we read Lord of the Flies in English, and then we got to be put into groups, and we got to do fun activities like building shelters and creating our own islands. So it was fun because we got to like do stuff that like interacted with the book and stuff. So it was fun.
My most memorable project was probably my science project, but because it lasted like 6 months. It was fun sometimes, but it was really hard most of the time, so I would say for it to like not last so long, but
what did you learn? What was the project about?
I learned a lot of stuff on like how to multitask, and that it's actually, you don't multitask, like it's not physically possible for your brain, and so yeah.
In 6th grade, I had a social studies teacher, and we were learning about the 3 different religions in China. And so for each religion, she would walk around and pretend to be the person. And then like for Confucianism, I think it was, where she was like super strict, and she would walk around with a ruler, and anybody who talked or moved or like wasn't sitting up straight or was like not like this the whole entire time, then she would smack their desk and they would have to go outside.
I feel bad for the people.
It was interesting. I got sent outside, but it was close to the end.